Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Rally Podcast. Again, just myself, Mike White, Logan Cornelius, and Sean Boyer. The season is starting on Saturday. We got the Huntington Beach tour stop, so we're going to touch a bit on that. Got a little bit to say about what will be going on there. And then the first power ranking of the season is also coming out Friday, so we're going to address that a little bit. Some new teams, where we'll think they'll be, and if the order is going to shift at all from the end of last year. So, first, I actually want to mention that Huntington Beach, uh, being the first tour stop, we got a lot going on. We're going to have the preview and the poll coming up, of course, on Thursday, but we'll also have fantasy. Mentioned that last week, so look out for that. And we're also going to be streaming some of the Huntington Beach tournament, at least the semis and the finals. So be on the lookout for more information on that. It'll be on the Spikeball Facebook Live. So we're excited about that. But what we have to look at is who will be in the finals. So let's look at the teams that will be attending Huntington Beach. Logan,
There
you wanna take a look?
Yeah, sure. So we got a list of potential contenders or top players. I'll read them off for us. So we got Wabi Sabi, Los Chicos, Spicy Milk. I don't know how good they'll be. Who's on that team again, Mike?
It's Ian Golembeski and Mike White. I think it's a different Mike White. He's actually
Oh
really
yeah,
good. Yeah.
okay, yeah. That's right. I hear he's pretty nasty. We have Point Loma, subpar team, NorCal Gravity, Impact, and then Valley Dogs.
So big ones that stand out there is Wabi Sabi, because it will be their first official tournament. They played in one local-ish tournament last year. They won Camp Birch Hill, which is a pretty deep tournament, but it was more casual, wasn't an official tour stop. But the question is, they're a combination of Strange and Two Guys, so are they going to take that number 2 spot, because Two Guys and Strange finished at 2 and 3? Sean, you think so?
It's going to be interesting. What I love about this tournament is because there's no team that's playing in it that's a real big standout from last year. Obviously, there's players that were standout, but it's a lot of teams that have yet to really be a consistent top finisher. And I think this is a chance for a team like that to take first place. As far as Wabi Sabi, I think it could go any direction. I think there's some sleepers. What's a little funny is that both PJ and Tyler from Chiswick Showalter, the number 1 ranked team, will be there, but they won't be playing together, which is interesting in its own regard. But maybe they just wanted to sort of ease into the season and not have pressure on their first tournament they're attending.
Yeah, like I've said, or what Tyler said in our podcast, that a goal of his to get top 3 at a tour stop with a co-ed team, and he is playing a co-ed. He's playing with Jordy Vigna of Whippersnappers. So I think he's coming in ready to try and get a podium finish.
Yeah, that'll be fun, but I don't see that hot take panning out this coming weekend.
Yeah, there's a number of teams that would give them a pretty good run for their money, so it'll be fun to watch, but I would be surprised as well.
But
you got it.
I was gonna say I see Wabi Sabi taking it, not necessarily easily. I think if anyone gives them a run for the money, I think Point Loma shows up, just because there was kind of always a back and forth between, and not necessarily back and forth, but they always challenged them, never quite finished. But I could see Point Loma taking to the next level this weekend, so I'll be interested to see that, since they're kind of local competitors.
Yeah, the big matchups are going to be between Wabi Sabi, Origin Impact, and Point Loma, because last year Point Loma did not beat Two Guys or Strange at all. They did not beat Origin Impact at all. They won 3 games multiple times. So it'll be the test of, did they get better in the offseason? And if they had one more matchup at the end of 2017, would they have beaten Impact? And then it comes down to Impact and Wabi Sabi, because Impact took, they believe, 2 sets off of Strange Embrace. They did not beat Two Guys. So we'll have to see how they do against the combination.
One team that I think you guys aren't giving enough love to is Los Chicos, Skylar and Cody. I know they've been maybe a little out of the game compared to some of the other teams, and whoever's been working harder in the offseason, I'm putting my money on winning, but I don't think you can count those guys out for being a podium finish, just because they've played in a number of tournaments together. They're both great players in their own regard. So I would put them – I might be a bet man and put my money on them to win it. But
wow,
that could be a little bold. the fun part about this is it's the first tournament, and I think it can go any direction. But the team that comes out on top is going to ride the hype for like at least the first couple tournaments.
Yeah, I think this tournament a lot of fun because it's one of the first tournaments in a while where it's like we're not completely sure who's going to win. There's favorites, we have an idea, but I mean I think it really is up in the air. And on those Chicos, like I mean you can never count Skylar out of it. I mean he's a game changer any team he's on. I'm not putting my money on him, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Are we going to get a bet between you guys? Someone says I'm maybe a betting man. Someone says I won't put my money on him. So
last time I bet money against Sean, the Packers beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. So that wound is still fresh.
That's fair. It was I didn't rub it in too much because I know Logan's a diehard Cowboys fan.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, money aside, I think they have a great shot. A lot of these teams could come out of the woodwork and surprise us.
But what about Peter John Showalter? And he's playing with a friend from school, which they said could be a preview from college nationals if they play together. But he can also just carry teams with his serving, so they could definitely go deep.
Yeah, similar to Skylar, you can't really count him out either. Yeah, I think we can speculate, but the best part is going back to your reference fantasy. I think we got to up the prize if anyone gets every matchup right, because it'll be mind blowing if someone can anticipate each game here, each series.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard for me to set those budgets.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna bring up PJ and Tyler, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think PJ is gonna make it farther in the tournament than Tyler and Jordy will.
I hope they play each other. That'd be fun.
That would be a blast. I would love that.
But you guys are not you guys forgot about that whole time, me and Ian.
Who?
Myself and Ian.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, you're pretty nasty, so I'll be excited to see how you play.
No, I haven't played on sand in like 2 years. So
yeah, that's actually I'm glad you brought that up. Sand is a huge factor for some of these teams that are traveling out. I would definitely put that as a positive for the Wabi Sabi and the Los Chicos, Point Lomas of the world that play on this on a daily basis. Because with Impact coming in and even Spicy Milk, some of these other teams that don't necessarily play on beach all that often.
Impact's had success on sand though, so they're able to adapt to that, and I mean they always compete. So
yeah, and then we also want to. I wanted to mention our last few West Premier teams. We got Subpar, Valley Dogs, and NorCal Gravity. So we also got some teams out there that, like we said with Sand, might have a little more experience than some of these other teams too.
I'm excited to watch a Subpar team play this year. I played them in nationals, and they're good players. So I'm hoping to see them play pretty frequently and like have some progression, and maybe they throw their hat in the ring in the West. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch these teams like Subpar and Valley Dogs, who both did well last year in the advanced division in their own regard, now come up and sort of work on this next tier of playing these top premier teams.
Yeah.
At what point does Subpar team have to change their team name?
Well, the issue, the better they get, the more ironic and humorous the team name becomes, and you can argue that it gets better. So I don't know.
Wasn't that a joke with the rookies for the longest time? At what point are they no longer the rookies?
Pretty much right away, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'm more excited for the tournament or for streaming it, but we'll see.
Yeah. And for those people who caught the live stream at Nationals, it's going to be very similar production to that. So, and Mike, you're even saying we might even be able to work in some replays on that. It's gonna be really cool. We'll hopefully be streaming semis and finals and maybe some co-ed, the viewers at home can feel like they're there.
So does that mean Mike isn't going to make the finals?
Absolutely.
It means we have a plan set in place for me to wear a wireless headset and commentate while I play.
Okay.
Mike sets the ball.
Wow, what a great hit by Mike.
I've been there before.
Oh yeah, Cornelius. Great set by Cornelius. Oh, I wonder who's doing commentary. Is it Cornelius?
Beats me.
Yeah. No, that'll be cool. It's our first tournament. Then we'll have one in a month, in San Diego. So we got a lot of West coming up. That's actually a premier event. I'm not sure how many teams are coming out for that, but Spicy Ruby is from the East Coast, so that'd be pretty cool. I believe Wabi Sabi's making it, and Point Loma will be there, of course, in Origin Impact because they're going to go to almost everything. And so it'll be a good start to the season.
Yeah, Origin Impact's almost like the dollar. You get to use them and compare them because they go to every tournament, play every team, so you're able to like base them on Origin Impact and see how every other team is.
I like that.
They're the consistency we need.
Oh, Logan, what a great jumping off point. Because, teams are relating to each other. That kind of sounds like a little bit of a ranking. Some would say a power ranking.
I feel like we need like a jingle or like an intro song with that segue right there.
Wow, are you talking about rankings? Welcome to Power Rankings on the Rally Podcast. Okay, so what I want to do is we got some new teams this year as well. So I want to kind of talk about where we think they're going to land and if we know their spots. So first, like we said before, Wabi Sabi, where are they going to go at the end of the season? Strange was 2 guys was 3. Are they going to just hop into that 2 spot as a combo?
I think this tournament will really help or hurt that initiative.
But it's coming out before the tournament. It's coming out before.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out Friday.
Then I'll say it'll really help or hurt after. But leading into it, I think they will. I think people have a lot of faith in both Jared and Preston just based on their past performance. So I would not be surprised if they got number 2.
Logan?
Yeah, I as much as I want to be controversial, they're going to be number 2. That's where I would place them. I think it's pretty clear they should be there. No reason they shouldn't be.
But remember, we started last year. Chiswick Showalter was number 3 behind 2 guys in Strange. They had to prove it.
It less of a resume, though. I guess individually they didn't finish the 2 and 3 team the year before.
True. They were like 5 and 7 maybe, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. Okay, so some other teams. We got the 717. Caleb, Heck, Joel Graham. I talked about that with Tyler. Do you think they'll land in the top 10? Will they be in that 10 to 15 range? Got any thoughts on them? Because it's kind of tough because Caleb finished at 13, Joel finished at like 17. So if we do that combination, kind of fit in that area.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely see them being 10 to 15 range. I could see them sneaking in kind of like lower single digits, like somewhere in the 7 to 10 range as well. But I think a team when they're newly formed generally gets knocked down a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them 10 to 15 range, maybe around 10, 11, 12. Because I mean, like Joel is obviously has a history of success, and Caleb even last year impressed at nationals. So they have that going for them. But I'll say I'll put them at 12.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. I think they have a lot of potential, but I think that they're going to be a team that needs to prove themselves before they're given the respect that they deserve. So if they can get a few good finishes under their belt, then I think people put them in a little higher notch.
I could answer, but I also don't want to give anything away about the PR coming out because I got some numbers in front of me.
Give a little tease.
Also, how about I tease with a new team that no one has ever heard of? Because I was the first one to heard of it right after I sent out the voting for PR. And so that's a new team coming this year once one of the members gets back into the country, and that's Harding Brumby of Golden Set and Grayson Ayers of Texas. So, Logan, you didn't even hear that, and you're a fellow Texan.
Yeah, that is very true. That's pretty typical, so.
Yeah, I sent out the voting form and then got a message. No, Harding and I are playing together, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be good to know."
How quick was the response to sending out that message?
What? How quick was? So I sent it out. He probably messaged me within, I don't know, maybe a half hour. It was pretty quick.
That's impressive.
I know.
That's how you know it was important.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea when their first event together will be?
I'm not sure. If I'd have to guess, it would be at Atlanta, because Harding will be back that's when he's back into the country. He's out in serving overseas. And Grayson's going to be doing some college tournaments before that with Sam Constanti.
Yeah.
So where do you think they're going to be? Because Harding finished Golden State. I think they were 7 or 8, or I think 8. And Grayson was unranked because he was just a free agent, but people think of him very highly.
Yeah, I think it's similar to Joel and Caleb in the sense that they're well known within the community, but they're probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 20 just based on their lack of playing together and lack of podium results in the past.
See, if I were to guess, I would say they're probably going to be lower single digits, somewhere around like 7 to 10. But I don't think they should be that high. But that's what I think. That's what I think they're going to end up.
Calling out.
Interesting. Wow, I'm just looking at the current list here with half of the votes in, and I don't know. Do I want to spoil things? Could I say that, Logan, something you've said in the last 10 minutes is right? Something you've
wow.
said.
What a great tease.
What is Harding and Grayson's team name? Do they have that figured out yet?
No team name yet.
Okay.
So that's the question. Can you even be power ranked if you don't have a team name?
Be hard to.
Yeah. And
Asking the hard questions.
If I didn't say it, Joel and Caleb's team name is the 717, which I assume is the zip code for Lancaster, or the area code for Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Repping where they're from. I like it.
Always.
And the last team I want to say is not a new team, but new team for this year because they didn't play together last year, and that's Schweppes. Mike Zimmerman, Jesse Showalter. They were a solid team. We've got, was it third at East Regionals in 2016? Yeah, that's right. And they were a good team there. So we made the power pool at Nationals, and they'll be coming back this year after Jesse played with Ohio Against the World and Micah played with Josiah. So I think people are going to have high hopes for them because they were solid when they played together. And personally, I think they have a lot better team chemistry than either of those other separate teams did.
Yeah, and they've both been sort of honing their craft, and maybe they bring it together and have a special year this year.
Yeah, if I were to give my my guess on where they'll end up, I say they end up between 15 and 20. Not
So,
I mean, maybe it's because I equate them more to Ohio Against the World.
Yeah.
And I believe Ohio Against the World ended at 15. And obviously Schweppes had they had success when they were reporting. What do you remember what they finished?
Ohio Against the World finished at 19, and the brother Zim finished at 21.
What did Schweppes finish 2 years ago? Do you remember that?
Let me find it.
Okay, but I mean, take that. That was 19 and 21.
Yep.
And so far, these teams that were teams combined, they have a slightly higher ranking than when they were apart. Yeah, I mean, I would put 15 to 20.
What was your guess for Schweppes for the end of 2016?
14, 13.
Wow. 15. You really know your stuff, Logan. But not really.
I'm close to knowing my stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, they finished at 15. At Nationals, they fell to Buns and Guns. So that was pretty solid. Buns and Guns finished at 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of have high hopes for them. I thought they were really good on defense together. I thought they worked well together. So I don't know when they're going to first play together. But, yeah, I'm excited for those guys.
I know they're at least playing. I was checking registrations today. They're playing in the college sectional.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, so adds to my excitement for the college season. But I know at least on this side of things, we'll see them performing there.
Right. I think there. So that's what section is that, Logan?
That is Central.
Central, yeah.
Yes.
So they're probably the number one team in Central right now.
And when does sectionals kick off, Logan?
And March 10th, so just under a month. I guess just under a month.
March 10th.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna have 4 on March 10th, and then 4 on the 24th, or 5 on the 24th.
5 on the 10th.
Oh,
yeah.
50-50 shot. I missed it. Yeah. No, so that'd be cool. We'll get a nice preview there. Probably get a new college power ranking going because we made one at the end of last year.
That's right. We got
That's
to
fun.
See
prepare.
where Schweppes is going to be in.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of teams popping
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And then, maybe PJ and his partner here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Showalter's coming into college spike ball.
Two-time national champ in the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, what an accomplishment. That'd be pretty crazy.
Hey, Dan McParland almost did it.
Yeah, Dan got close.
You're right. That would have been sweet.
Would that mean like college spike ball is better than regular spike ball? Is that what that would have
You
I
never
think
know.
so.
been? Anyway,
Hard to say.
yeah.
Well, let's bring it full circle, Mike. And hot take: rank the top 3 at Huntington this Saturday.
Right now,
What do you think the podium's going to be?
I think we just got a simple bring it back Wabi Sabi, Impact, Point Loma.
What are the semifinal matches in that?
I think we'll have Wabi Sabi playing Point Loma because that's just like Point Loma's luck. They just played 2 guys at a bunch of tournaments last year and Strange at a bunch of tournaments. And then Impact, I'm not sure who it would be. I think Skylar and Cody could do it, but I also feel like they might have a slower start to the day and maybe not get one of those higher seeds, as Skylar likes to do sometimes. So it might be one of Tyler or PJ's teams. But we'll see, or my team, depending on how I feel. But I'd rather not make the semis so I can commentate. Don't tell Ian.
How selfless of you.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll see.
I'm excited.
Yeah, those are my very cold
Wow.
takes. You said hot take, and I gave very cold takes.
I'd say lukewarm.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Tyler's hot take, if he makes the semis, he's just gonna play harder than he's ever played before. Because it's win here and I'm right, or lose and then win the 3rd place and I'm right, and I think that's more important. That'd be pretty good.
That's true.
That'd be pretty good. But
If Tyler makes the semis, he gets at least 3rd.
yeah, he's
saying it.
gonna have 21 aces.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I do want to say that historically, in my past, going into my 3rd year here at the rally, I have never gotten anything right ever.
I like that because I don't want it to go by the book.
I've never gotten anything right. So we'll
That's good.
see what happens. I think once Tony got 3 out of 4 right, and he called it like the biggest success. I've never gotten anywhere close.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and call. I'm gonna call Wabi Sabi, Point Loma, Impact, Los Chicos.
Do you got
How about that?
Point Loma over Impact?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe that's sand.
We'll see. I watched them play in Nashville, and that was one of the most fun just matches I've watched played. And I think Point Loma's feeling the fire after nationals, and they want to come out and compete.
Yeah. Someone did message me asking if I think Point Loma will come out stronger this year because they most likely practice a lot. When I thought that Strange and 2 guys didn't practice that much, and so that could happen. We'll see. We'll see.
And I put Los Chicos at 4 just to give Skylar a little bit of fire.
Well, I didn't even put him in there, so.
Oh, I guess that's true. Dang.
And that's my partner for San Diego, so I don't know. I'm ready for before San Diego when I'm going to say, yeah, we're going to make like round of 16. And he's going to be like, oh, no, we're not. But anyway, that's what we have for Huntington. And this week, we got tons of stuff coming out in the next couple days with fantasy preview. Got a nice blog post coming out, as well as a stream on Saturday. And, all that stuff. Get into the season. And I'm pretty
Season's
excited.
kicking off.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
We're
What,
back at it.
What days are all the different content being released on?
Okay, so now you're going to make it so I can't.
Surprise.
I have no leeway. Just kidding. So tomorrow I got a little. Or today, because this is Wednesday when this is posted.
Right.
We got a nice podcast here. We got a blog post, Valentine's Day blog post coming out too. So look out for that, all you love bugs.
Romantic.
And then on Thursday, we'll have the poll and fantasy and the preview. And then on Friday, you'll be getting the poll results and the power ranking, and maybe another blog post with some hot takes on the 2018 season.
Dang.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you can eat.
Yeah. I'm excited. It'll be fun. I'm heading out today, which is Wednesday, when the podcast is released. Getting some warmth out there, playing on sand, and I'm excited.
Right on.
Yeah.
We'll see you out there, and we'll see all our live viewers out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out Spikeball and Spikeball RoundNet social media for more details on all the streaming and all of that coming this weekend. I want to thank everyone for listening to this. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're excited for Huntington, and we will see you next time.
See y'all later.
See ya.